для нас ключевыми. В первую очередь это же, конечно, вывод и разработка своей собственной.
We have developed our own fuel systems in compliance with Euro 5 for engine 534, Vector Next, with the body length of more than 7 meters, and this vehicle, along with its expansion with different bodies in different modifications, will eventually replace PAZ 3205 and GAZ Next buses with 17 seats, shuttle buses, and the launch of engine 534 adapted for CNG was another our hallmark project. Following the results of 2016, GAZ Group increased its sales in all the segments of the products. In terms of light commercial vehicles, we increased our sales by 9%, whereas the market grew only by 4%. In terms of the powertrain, we increased our sales by 24%, in terms of buses 46%, and even trucks and lorries increased. We will go on with the lifting up of our products. GAZ Next 3 and 6 tons are our top models, and GAZ Next 10-ton capacity. And certainly we focus on our buses and shuttle buses. By World Cup 2018, actually, we're going to launch another bus with a length of 12 meters. As was shown on the previous slides, we account for 70% stake in the market of gazelles, which boast the capacity of about 3.5 tons. We use the same chassis to make the whole body vehicles and shuttle buses. In 2017, we are going to supply the market with a vehicle with a tonnage of 4.6 with disc brakes and a little bit upgraded chassis, and therefore the vehicle would be supplied to the segment where we have never been present. This platform will allow us to make the whole metallic body and the low floor bus for the city routes with a capacity of about 22 to 24 seats. And the low floor will allow us to transport disabled people. 10-ton vehicle. The product line and the strategy for the development of this product is about the following. We have made a very serious step ahead once we launched GAZ Next. At the time of the launch, its full weight is 8.7 tons. Based on the chassis of this vehicle, we also launched Vector Next with the length of 7.5 meters, and we adapted the suspension, the front suspension, the rear suspension, and based on the chassis Vector Next, we are going to launch a new vehicle with a full weight of 10 tons, and we are going to reinforce the frame, and therefore we'll have a new vehicle with a weight of 12 tons. Also, there will be the mounting vehicle there.
Then the lineup of lorries. Last year, we concluded the launch of the new cabin, Ural Next, based on the modernized chassis Ural M. We'll have a cabin with a bed this year. Also, we'll have an engine based on LNG upon the request of Gazprom, and a right-wheel vehicle. Why? because we already had one Ural with a right wheel, and Ural Next was never produced with the right wheel. And creating such a right wheel vehicle allows us to immediately create such a cabin for Gazon and Gazelle. And we also plan to launch an upgraded capacity of 27 tons, and we also plan to launch a mixed usage platform, 6x4, a tractor unit and a lorry, regular lorry. In 2017, we're going to launch a large bus, a corporate bus, 7.1 meters, and in 2018, we're going to launch Vector Next 8.6, 8.8 meters city buses. In April, we are going to produce multiplex buses with increased capacity upon the request of the Moscow government. In 2018, we're going to launch electric buses, and in 2019, Euro 6 vehicles for Moscow, and ADAS systems are going to be provided to all of the buses in 2020. And we also produce the tourist or intercity buses as well. Now, the prospects of engines, a lot of interesting things. I will focus on several engines. In 2019, we're going to launch the 536 Euro 6 engine. We also keep our V engines. In 2017, we are going to launch 658 engine with increased capacity of increased power of 520 horsepower. We also plan to launch the 780 engine with 750 horsepower. We also plan to launch automatic gearbox in 2019. This is the first time that we show our prospects on producing gas generating units. In 2018, we'll have gas piston generator. And of course, we work on fuel equipment. In 2018, we're going to have Euro 6 fuel equipment for 534, 536 engines. And for the engines of horsepower over 2,000. 45% of our products are customized based on our customers and regional market needs. So special orders and customized versions are, we think, one of our key competitive advantages. We work ourselves in this direction, but as part of our strategy 80-20, we are going to produce 20% of these special products within our plant in-house, and on the market they account for 80% of the market, and 80% of the products that we have will be manufactured by our partners, but they account for only 20% of the market. So for mid-sized lorries, we have more than 800 options, and for heavy lorries, we have 150 versions. Now, the lineup of the vehicles using LNG and compressed natural gas. Well, we're of course very happy with how things are going in this direction. In Yaroslavl engine manufacturing facilities, we launched an LNG engine production, and if you look at the figures, we're one of the best in class. This engine allows us to offer all the lineup, starting from mid-size lorries and buses up to heavy lorries. CNG is going to be forever the cheapest fuel. Why? Because for diesel and for every fossil fuel, for every diesel fuel you would need to produce oil, and for that you would need to extract it, then you would have to process it, and you would need electrical energy to supply it to the customer. So of course you need a lot of things. To produce gas, you just drill a well and you produce gas, you compress it, and that's it. So in terms of commercial vehicles, I think this is going to be forever the cheapest fuel, and that would keep the transportation costs at the lowest point for every product that is transported by land. So we produced this engine together with the Russian machines, Ruski Machiny company, and as a test, we set up a gas station, a petrol station in Nizhny Novgorod, and in 1 year, we saved up to 10 million rubles, and we are now scaling up these petrol stations across several regions. Well, export activity, our talents are now focused in one gas international center, because previously all the divisions were selling their products separately. Now we are taking advantage of the synergies, and in the regions we are combining offers of heavy trucks, buses, mid-sized lorries to offer the best package for our customers. And we're also adapting our trucks for mountain climate, for Euro 6, right wheel, different things. Now the bus. Sorry, I forgot to click. Well, now you understand what I was talking about. Electric bus. You know, in Moscow, there is a second-generation electric bus that is already en route. It transports real passengers. We do see a lot of future there in Moscow and large cities in terms of electric buses that are going to substitute trolley buses. Why trolley buses? Because there is this power system, power infrastructure that can supply power to the electric buses. Because, you know, it requires 440 amperes. Well, we all hope that we will have electric cars eventually, and we would charge it with regular plugs. Well, I think that's a dream, because it's only 6 amperes. So physically, considering that this transformation into electric transport would require a lot of infrastructure and a lot of investments, we think that electric bus based on the trolley bus infrastructure looks more realistic. And, well, I see I'm already behind the time schedule I have. So this is the way we've went through. We had Gazelle business in 2011, 3.5 tons. that was already a new lineup compared to the classic Gazelle. That was a significant upgrade. If we compare the classical Gazelle, which we were producing before 2010, and the 2012 Gazelle, I would say that the difference is 586 parts, which are new for the new version. We had new versions in the mid-size segments of 9 tons, and the heavy lorries was completely upgraded for 13 and 16 tons. In 2013, we launched the Gazelle Next. In 2014, we launched the city bus, city minibus, and the large cabin lorry. In 2016, we launched the new body of Gazelle Next, and we produced Gazelle Next for intercity operations. Then the Ural Next. In 2016, we created an 11 meters bus Vector and launched it as well. And now we are entering new segments, for instance, 4.6 tons, 12 tons. And we, of course, understand that creating new platforms in these segments would allow us to increase the lineup in order to improve our customer satisfaction by the products that we are providing them for commercial use. That would be the end of my presentation. Thank you.